Right, it's 9:18. We're headed down into the cellar where the doors just opened on its own. Give us a sign that you want to communicate with us.
Something awful happened here, Ed.
What is it?
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Franchise. Franchise the damn thing. It's too damn good. Franchise, franchise, franchise.
Hello, my lore lovers. It's Lindsay, aka November Pixie. Thank you for joining me today for this episode of Victim of Franchise. So we are going to talk about the Conjuring universe in its entirety. So I'm putting a general spoiler alert. We are going over some major plot points, things that I found wrong with the entire Conjuring universe. When it comes to the Conjuring universe, I honestly have to say, the first two Conjurings, top notch. I really enjoyed both of the Conjuring movies. I really don't have a problem with either one. Number one, James Wan behind the camera, he is bar none. He is an incredible director. He really is restrained when he needs to be. I also have to say, the story written by, both of the stories were written by Chad and Carrie Haynes. They were great. I love the stories about them. They're just very grounded and very restrained. And I honestly think that that has to do with Lorraine Warren being involved in the projects. It doesn't feel so supernatural. And that's a little weird to say. It feels like this really happened. I'm sure they embellished a couple of things, and the movies aren't without a couple of just, cliche jump scares, but I feel like they earned every single one of them because you're just so invested in the story. I honestly love the chemistry between Vera Farmiga and Patrick Wilson. They just seem like the real Ed and Lorraine. They do a great job as Ed and Lorraine Warren. Now, I also have to say, watching them for this video marks the third time I've watched both The Conjuring 1 and 2. In The Conjuring 2, I never saw the hidden Valaks until this time. Me and the husband were watching it, and all of a sudden I just kind of saw it, and I was like, holy shit, I saw it. And I pointed it out to him in the windowsill, and then it turns to her, and then there's another one, and then it's in their study. I think it's because I never watched any of the things you missed. So The Conjuring 1 and The Conjuring 2, really great. They're great horror films. I don't feel like they get too bogged down with just the standard cliche type things. I feel like you really get invested into the story. So what went wrong? I'm glad you asked. It's that deadly word, franchising. Yeah, I really feel like when they started to break off and get into this whole Conjuring universe, that's where they really fell short. I mean, there have been some great sequels and trilogies. So I'm not saying that you can't logically build on a great movie and make a trilogy, or it's just when you try to break off and do this thing, that's where it starts to fall apart. Enter Annabelle. All right, so now we are getting into the spin-offs. I'm gonna try to keep this video as short and concise as I can. So the spin-offs really fall short for a couple of reasons. I cannot get over how good James Wan is behind the camera. But all of a sudden he hooked up with Gary Dauberman, and then they started writing. Gary Dauberman, what's the best way to describe Gary Dauberman? Formulaic? Stylistic? Boring? Cliched? Take your pick. Now again, I'm sure Gary is a wonderful person. I have nothing against him. It's what he does. James Wan and Gary Dauberman both really like, the horror films of yesteryear. So they try their best to sort of emulate, which is such a shame because James Wan, one of the first films that I ever watched him direct.
Hello. Do you want to play a game?
He doesn't want us to cut through our chains. He wants us to cut through our feet.
His directorial style is unmatched. I think he would be a staple in the horror film. But he didn't direct, any of the Annabelle series. All of these spin-offs are just dripping with horror film cliches like just your standard run-of-the-mill. It's like they're going down a checklist. So I do have some specific problems with each of these. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this video as concise as possible. Annabelle had one good jump scare. Yeah, like I said, that one got me a little bit. I have to say this about Annabelle. Despite their best efforts and despite everything that they are trying to do to give this doll the characteristics, it's just not scary. I want to compare this to another doll.
Hi, I'm Chucky. Wanna play?
I didn't watch Child's Play as a kid. However, I heard about them, about a movie, about a killer doll coming to life. And the reason that movie was so scary, just the idea of it was so scary, is because if you're a 90s kid like myself, there was Kid Sister and the My Buddy doll. You had one and your sibling probably had the other sex of that doll. That's what kept me awake at night. It was the fact that it's a doll that looked exactly like a doll that I had in my bedroom. And that's why the real Annabelle is so scary. It's a Raggedy Ann doll. Almost every 90s kid probably had a Raggedy Ann doll or knew somebody that had a Raggedy Ann doll. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, have you heard about the Annabelle movies? It's a Raggedy Ann doll that comes to life. Oh shit, my best friend has one of those in her room. I'm never going near it. I don't know why they decide to just make a doll that's just not scary as Annabelle. There were some other problems that I had with Annabelle. It was so... what's the word? Boring. Oh my gosh, Ward Horton and Annabelle Wallace, they're sleepwalking through the whole thing. It's like, I'm barely paying attention because I'm about to fall asleep and then all of a sudden...
You should have seen your face.
Yes, there's nothing quite like the slightly widened eyes of mildly startled.
Those are my big problems with Annabelle. So Annabelle Creation wasn't as bad as Annabelle. I thought the tie-in at the end was great. If this was an episode of the main problem with Annabelle Creation is very similar to the problem that I had with the Fast and the Furious. There's too many characters. There's 6 little girls. There's Sister Charlotte. There's Mr. Mullins. And there's Mrs. Mullins. And we have the little Annabelle girl. Oh my God. You cannot give all of these people the characteristics and the development that they need to get us invested. Hell, half the time barely has 2 lines. Why have her in there? They're not getting the development that they need. And the final confrontation, you have to go to Janice, who's now possessed. And then you got to go to Linda and then see what she's doing. And then you got to go to Sister Charlotte. And then you got to go to Carol in the barn. And then you got to go to the other 3 girls trying desperately to start the car. And oh my God, it just goes on and on. So if this was an episode of Can I Fix It, I'd say cut the fucking characters. This script would be so much tighter if it just focused on Janice, Linda, Sister Charlotte, and Mr. Mullins. Just center it around those 4 and you have a tighter script and you just cut all the unnecessary bullshit out. But that's my biggest problem with Annabelle Creation. I'm sorry. McKenna Grace, she's a lovely young girl. I'm sure she's gonna go on to do great things. But in this movie,
Annabelle, she's in a case for a reason.
she's like sleepwalking through the whole thing. I understand that the real Judy Warren probably did have a difficult time making friends, but there's a difference between kind of withdrawing into yourself and just being it's the same old song and dance we've done 4 times now with this stupid doll. Oh my gosh, again, horror cliche after horror cliche.
Shut up! They're the same face! Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills!
What didn't go wrong with this movie? Down to the casting. Why would you cast Tisha Farmiga? Could be the twin sister of Vera Farmiga. She is not related at all to the Lorraine Warren character. And she's a fairly new actress. She's trying to cut her teeth. I get it. But why would you cast her in this movie? It's like, it doesn't make any sense. Half the time I'm sitting there thinking, wait, is this Lorraine's mother? Is it her grandmother? Like, what the fuck is happening? Next problem. It's so flabby and convoluted and just bogged down with just shit. Oh my god, this story just goes on and on and on and on and on. Next, these horror cliches that they've done over and over and over again. Now they're just getting long-winded. To the point where you're just like, get the fucking jump scare over with. I know it's coming. It's so cliche. I know it's coming. Just get it over with. And then it finally happens. And then you're like, stop baiting me into this. And more importantly, did anybody really give a shit about the nun? Did anybody watch The Conjuring 2 and they're thinking, oh god, that nun character is so freaking cool. I really hope she gets a very long-winded, convoluted story with her bullshit origin. Hooray! Yeah, judging on the reviews for this movie, I don't think anybody was going there. Oh boy, and now we get the Crooked Man. Oh boy, once again, just a stupid side character, and now we're gonna get another bullshit origin story over something that we didn't care about. Sure, the Crooked Man and the Nun were kind of cool to put into the Conjuring movies, but we don't need their origin story. The Warrens dealt with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of very cool cases. If you ever watch a couple episodes of A Haunting, some of those stories just kind of give you chills, and the Warrens did a lot of them. So why make up something so stupid with 2 little side characters that nobody cares about? And finally,
The Curse of La Llorona.
oh my god, once again, the Warrens have hundreds upon hundreds of cases. Why are you gonna make up something? Just a stupid horror film cliche that you're just checking off boxes. So fucking predictable, you can set your watch by it. Oh god, this movie was just a chore to get through. Not to mention the final fight between them and La Llorona takes up 30 minutes of the movie. One thing that makes The Conjuring so good is that the final confrontations don't take up that much time. You get invested in the story, not this bullshit going on where it's like jumping out and, oh my god, what was that? Where is she? So there you go. That's my review of the entire Conjuring universe. I have seen the trailers for The Devil Made Me Do It. This is where I'm hoping that we're gonna get back on track. This is a case by the real Warrens. Unfortunately, Lorraine Warren is no longer with us. I don't know. Maybe this one's gonna be grounded and restrained. So maybe it's gonna be okay, but the trailer... I don't know. I'm really nervous after watching that trailer. So I guess we'll just have to wait. It comes out in June and I will do a full review of The Devil Made Me Do It. But there you go. That's it. So I guess I could do a ranking. Obviously, I'm putting Conjuring 1, Conjuring 2. Then I'd probably put Annabelle Creation. Just a little tweaking. It could probably be a decent horror film. Then I guess I'll put Annabelle and Annabelle Come Home, The Nun, and La Llorona at the very end. What do you think? Have you watched the entire Conjuring universe? You can let me know in the comment section. What is your ranking of the Conjuring universe? Are you excited for The Conjuring 3, The Devil Made Me Do It? Are you excited for some of these side movies like The Crooked Man? You know, these movies are making billions of dollars. They keep making them, so obviously they're making money somehow. So you can let me know that in the comment section below. Is there another franchise that you'd like me to delve into? You can let me know that in the comment section below as well. If you do like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up because that does help out a lot. If you do like this video, you can check out my channel for some of my other episodes. And if you do like what I do on this channel, you can sprinkle a little pixie dust over that subscribe button and be sure to ring the bell. I've got some good reviews coming out. I'm going to be doing a spoiler review for the movie Spiral, so be on the lookout for that. And in the meantime, you can check out my Victim of Franchise where we looked at the Saw franchise. I also will be tying Jigsaw into my Spiral review as well. So until next time, wishing you peace, love, and pixie dust. Bye now.